Hello everyone. In this video, I am going to explain about fermentation and why respiration is called as an ambhibolic pathway and about respiration quotient. So let's start. First, what is fermentation? So, fermentation is an anaerobic process in which energy can be released from a glucose even if oxygen is not available. Oxygen ର absence ରେ भी glucose breakdown ହେଲେ କିଛି energy release हुए. That process is known as fermentation. Where it takes place? It occurs in the yeast cell in certain bacteria and also in the muscle cells of animals. So how many types of fermentation are there? So there are two types of fermentation. What are they? So first one is alcoholic fermentation and second one is lactic acid fermentation. See, if after glycolysis the pyruvic acid or pyruvate convert to alcohol, then that reaction will be alcoholic fermentation. If the pyruvate or pyruvic acid convert to the lactic acid, then that would be lactic acid fermentation. So first, alcoholic fermentation. In alcoholic fermentation, first glucose convert to pyruvate in the process of glycolysis, where it takes place in the cytosol or cytoplasm. Then the pyruvate converts to ethanol in presence of enzyme alcoholic fermentation or alcoholic dehydrogenase enzyme. Here glucose to pyruvate NAD plus convert to NADH. Then pyruvate converts to ethanol or alcohol. Here NADH reduced to NAD plus and NAD plus replacement to here NAD plus and NADH here. Utilize this. So this is alcoholic fermentation, and in certain bacteria and yeast cell this alcoholic fermentation takes place. Even in the alcoholic beverages preparation like wine, beer preparation में भी alcoholic fermentation use होता है. Second one, lactic acid fermentation. Here likewise glucose convert to pyruvate in the process of glycolysis. Here also NAD plus convert to NADH. Then 2-pyruvate, if 2-pyruvate converts to lactate or lactic acid in presence of enzyme lactate dehydrogenase, that is known as lactic acid fermentation. Like here also 2-NADH reduced to NAD, NAD plus replacement with this NAD and NADH used in this reaction. See, overall reaction, glucose to pyruvate, glycolysis in the cytosol, these are the cytosol. If oxygen absent, then the pyruvate converts to ethanol or lactate. If ethanol formation hoche, then that will be the alcoholic fermentation. If lactic acid or lactate formation hoche, then that will be the lactic acid fermentation, and this is the anaerobic process. And in aerobic respiration, in presence of oxygen, the pyruvate comes to the matrix of the mitochondria, and here the pyruvate oxidation takes place, TCA cycle takes place, and ETS takes place in the inner mitochondrial membrane, and ATP regenerates. Second one, why respiration is an ambhibolic pathway. So before starting this, we have to understand that what is ambhibolic or what does it mean. So ambhibolic means that if जदि को reaction रे both catabolic and anabolic process होचे, then से reaction के वजह से ambhibolic. So the ambhibolic pathway mainly refers to the pathway in which induces both anabolic. Anabolic means कुछ synthesis होगा और catabolic means होचे कुछ breakdown होगा. So respiration रे both anabolic and catabolic process occurs. That's why the respiration is called as an ambhibolic pathway. So here first, see, we take in our daily life fat related food, carbohydrate rich food, protein. So carbohydrate breakdown to form glucose, then glucose breakdown to form glycolysis formation acid, then Krebs cycle, enter, then release with energy. That is the catabolic process. If the fat achieve fats break down to form fatty acid and glycerol. तो glycerol direct DHA पे enter करसे dihydroxy acetone phosphate, then it enters to the Krebs cycle, and fatty acid direct enter with acetyl coenzyme A, then it enters to the Krebs cycle and generate energy. sometimes what happen, the acetyl coenzyme A synthesis the fatty acid. So here देखो fatty acid breakdown भी होचे acetyl coenzyme A रे convert होचे and even acetyl coenzyme A synthesis करूचे fatty acid को. That's why the anabolic and catabolic process both occur, and protein breaks down to form amino acid first, then it convert to pyruvic acid, then pyruvate oxidation, and then Krebs cycle. So both anabolic and catabolic processes occur in the respiration. So the respiration is called as an amphibolic pathway. So last one, respiration quotient. So what is respiration quotient? Respiration quotient is the ratio of volume of CO2 produced to the volume of oxygen consumed or absorbed in the respiration over a period of time. Like आम respiration रे oxygen uptake करूँ and CO2 release करूँ, that means RQ equal to CO2 जितकी release करूँ divided by oxygen absorbed होचे. Denoted केंती इते सेटा, it is denoted by RQ. See, RQ equal to volume of CO2 evolved, मतलब कि CO2 कितने release होचे divided by volume of oxygen absorbed. So here are some important value of RQ. So RQ होचे for carbohydrate is 1 way, RQ fat रे less than 1 way, RQ for protein is 0.8, RQ less than 1 in organic acid, and RQ is 0 for succulent plants. That's it.